Hello, hello. How is everyone? Are you good? Hell yeah.
Entropiq versus ENCE here to kick off here on the stream here. Took a little bit of a break between Mao's NXT and the Young Ninjas, and we are back yet again, and we got this one rolling. What is up? I'm Fi. I'm joined here by Retro, and let's break this one down.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup, right? We have two sides that are very, very capable, two sides that are very even in ranking. It's quite hard to tell the difference between the two. Of course, ENCE, in recent times, saying goodbye to Alu, bringing forward the unstoppable Hades now, and all in all, this roster I think is quite interesting, right? We have two sides where we have ENCE, very strong individually, looking again across the board, across this five. Players are stacked and stacked and stacked. This tower is high for ENCE, and I mean, you can sort of understand why, right? We've got five players individually, very, very gifted, talent-wise. Diha, as soon as he came in, just absolutely tearing up the scene. Snappy as well, doing his fair share. Spinks as well has had some very surprising performances. Doto, very decent player as well. Finnish player doing a lot of work for ENCE right now, and then of course Hades replacing Alu. This team really has been on a tear, but of course we know who they're up against, a team like Entropiq. Can this
Oh
team
yeah,
hold on to the same force?
exactly. They were in huge form during the months of April, May, even going into June. But it seems like the Titan might be in a little bit of a twilight. But I won't say anything just yet because this is a match to prove themselves and tell all of us here at home that they are still in form. Of course, you can see the names up on your screen. I think the big one, of course, is Elian in your bottom left, the primary offer for the squad, the huge, I guess, the CIS beast alongside Forrester, Nickelback, Crad, and Lackey. Definitely, I want to put my eye on Nickelback as one of my impact players. I feel like he definitely doesn't get a lot of the spotlight, considering I feel like he has great impact for the squad. But everyone's going to have to turn up today. They need to prove themselves for this matchup. It's been shaky from Entropiq as of late. I think that's the way I'll phrase it. Because looking at the wins and the losses, I guess, are the big red flag. A 2-0 loss to Mao's NXT in this tournament was the big shocker for Entropiq. Alongside there was Skade and Fours, at least as of late. Entropiq have looked a bit mortal.
Yeah, I think it's really going to be interesting to see. So we're jumping into the veto now. ENCE really play all seven maps. They could go for anything. Dust 2 being banned out. Entropiq don't like playing Vertigo, even though their Inferno is the usual ban. So ENCE are going to pick into that. We've got Overpass, our second map. Mirage going as well. Ancient being banned by Entropiq, so our decider is Nuke should we need it. Really interesting to see a couple of things. Again, first off, Entropiq keeping that Inferno open, allowing ENCE to pick it into them. You can only wonder at that point, if you're not picking the map, then I think you've got a bit of a map rotation change in which ENCE are looking to capitalise upon. Even though they haven't really had the best of success themselves, they're looking to try and do the damage there. And then on top of that, of course, we have Overpass, which is a map we know Entropiq fairly good at the same time. ENCE holding a fairly even record, I think slightly above average in that front. But again, I think it's interesting to see that both sides opting more for the punish pick than they are their own percentages, which I want to say is a good thing, but at the same time, you've got to be careful because if Inferno is open from Entropiq, something has to have been planned out.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Normally, this is Entropiq's permaban. I mean, they've logged hundreds of maps. And I mean, not hundreds of series, but tens of series, getting close up there. Maybe around 50 series, best of threes in the past 3 months. And every single one of them, they have permabanned Inferno. So they choose this series to let it slip and ENCE go ahead and pick it. That's the question here. And I'm wondering whether we're gonna see messy Counter-Strike, or will Entropiq come out swinging and they know what they're doing. Maybe they prepared something here for ENCE. And of course the pick of Overpass, not necessarily surprising from Entropiq again. More again based on the percentages and how ENCE typically play. But letting Inferno go by for Entropiq, will it come back to bite them? Or do they have something, a rabbit in the hat perhaps? That is the question.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see, right? We're going to talk about this Inferno pick throughout the whole series, no doubt about it, fight. And so to sort of summarize it, I think it's easy to say, right? Entropiq leaving it open as their permaban must mean they have something planned. ENCE picking it into them means that ENCE are comfortable no matter what they've got planned for the map, that they're willing to pick it into them. So that's got to tell you two things, right? If you're leaning towards the ENCE side of things, then you're kind of like, okay, if they're willing to pick it in, even though they've left it open, you know, like surely we've got something planned that can take down Entropiq on this map. But at the same time, on the flip side of things, Entropiq have left it open. You've got to think, what on earth have they brainstormed? Well, into the pistol, we're about to find out the debut of Entropiq in the last 3 months on this map. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, on sort of favoring ENCE as well. I feel like that's definitely reasonable considering the form of Entropiq and the form of ENCE just kind of stacking up to the trouble, and it's going to be Forrester going to Brad immediately punches the goose for troubles, and it's already we're going with pace retro. We are going now.
Oh, Forrester, though, really opening up with a beautiful kill onto Spinks, and furthermore, Crab looking to exceed that expectation. Doto, quick to fight back. Forrester, a lot of shots used and not a lot converted. Hades to close the gap, and that'll be him good night. Lackey getting dinked as well. And all of a sudden, 3v4, Dika tagged, Snappy tagged, 2 players sitting at fairly high HP, and make that 1 person sitting at fairly high HP. The grenade landing flush on Hades' head, but Dika in with 1. Lackey to trade. 2v3 scenario. Again, back and forth. Again, good counter-strike, but Lackey finding an angle, finding an opportunity, expecting the short play, drops back. Nickelback with a kit. It's back and forth. It's close, and it needs to be a kill some way, and it will be Hades to take it. Nickelback knows. Nickelback exposed, and that will be the pistol in favour of ENCE. Snappy to find it by means of elimination. Bomb plant as well. ENCE 1, Entropiq 0.
Quick little pistol there from ENCE. Definitely getting into the A site, moving with pace. Unfortunate that Forrester can't connect all the shots in from the pit position. If he just gets an extra one, it makes it so much more doable, but it still gets very competitive towards the end of things. You can see Lackey trying to make things do with his USB play. Even jumps up the graveyard, picks off Dodo. Some solid stuff, but it's not enough at the end of the day. But it shows that Entropiq are not necessarily clueless on this map. So, definitely not bad signs so far, but we're only so early in the game. Nice boost assemble, though, from Alien. Doesn't quite find anything. And so, for now, things stay moderately peaceful.
People of Lackey, trying to connect, trying to find the mark. Grenade. Set deep, but it doesn't particularly do all too much. The flashbang really good. First kill found. Traded out, but Hades finding that one with a Galil. All important frag for him. ENCE still gun advantage, still a lot to work with in this one, but I'm just thinking now, you know, maybe the nerves start to kick in a little bit in this 4v4 situation, because you're yet to establish that control. You've already poured a lot of resources into taking this banana presence. Hades getting tagged up and indeed converted. So, a 3v4 and 2 guns dropped towards banana here that ENCE aren't willing to give up just yet.
Oh, they were about to go gamble stack to A site, but the smokes are raining in towards the B area. And both of these players are in CT spawn. The Forrester has a smoke of his own that he'll deploy. And so that will allow Nickelback to rotate on back. I thought Entropiq might have just played themselves a bit. But this one is still in ENCE's hands. Forrester, the lone man here on the site. What can he do? Bathed in fire. And Dion just sending himself through the smoke. Gonna be dealing out the damage. Nickelback does pick down 1, though. And brings us back to a 2-on-2. This is not out of the realm of possibility, Retro, especially with Alien still a terror with the scout.
No, not at all. Let's see. Doto, yikes, he needed to find that kill. Dika on low, not converted just yet though. Still looking for something, a way back in, quite possibly. Peeks wide, Alien to find him. Easy as could be. That'll be a second round done, but 1-all the scoreline. Entropiq in favour of taking the force bite right back from them.
Yeah, and they just play the site perfectly there. Nickelback even, I mean, again, brings it back down to the 2 versus 2. And Dodo not being able to line up the shot properly gives Entropiq the opportunity to capitalize. Force by victory will bring it back for Entropiq. Money is overflowing in that camp. Alien's already on and off. As well as, well, the money for ENCE is in a very poor state of affairs. They're lucky they got a bomb plant, so they'll be able to get some utility behind these pistols. But it's Entropiq with the initiative here in round number 3, especially with Alien's off in play.
Oh, yeah, you need to find that opener. that is going to cost him a fair bit of HP. Promising that he got out of that situation, though. I think that's something we can be quite happy about and, you know, look into at least giving the plus, right? Not dropping the AWP. You've still got 5 players. You've still got a fair bit to work with. But at the same time, ENCE, they can close that gap. They've got the pistols that can now open that one-shot potential opportunity. You've just got to be careful if you're Entropiq right now. No one out towards long, and that's going to mean ENCE have a really easy move in towards Speedway. The question is, do they take it? Nickelback with a Galil, finds the first, and not the second. Dika tagged up, but not down. Lackey now has to go huge with this MP9 in towards the coffin.
He is holding. There is a couple of low HP players. That is Diha. He will be done and dusted quickly. Hades isn't ready for it, though, and he can just get all 3 here. Dodo falls. Last man on 21 HP. So easy for Lackey. So much money made as well. And 2 rounds for Entropiq. Perfectly put together, deflecting that force buy from ENCE with ease, and that sends them back down to basically 0. It's going to be the full eco, full Glocks in play for ENCE. And so it's likely to be a 3rd for Entropiq. A great start off the back of the force buy victory, and so far it's looked very competent for a map that's normally Entropiq's permaban, that they don't even touch this map. They're looking like they can play it against the top team here in EU. Alien that's going for this opener, can't quite connect, and actually Brad has taken some significant damage as well. Hold on, Retro, there might be more to be said in this one.
Oh no, Alien tagged as well, mate. That's not looking good. Forrester back with 1, and he'll trade onto the second. Sprays wild. Huge damage done to Hades, but remains alive. 4v2 situation. There is an M4 dropped. I'm wondering if they can try and recover that in any way, but at the same time, you know, you're really going balls to the wall in this situation to try and grab that rifle. I think you've got to steer well out of harm's way with it. Nickelback spots the arm of Hades, and he knows he's in that corner closing in on the gap. It will be bomb dropped in the open. Dika does recover it. Noise not heard. I'm just wondering if he finds this kill. He does. AWP misses. And Dika making it a bit more expensive than anticipated. Does he expect the player? Yes, he does, Dika. Now, Forrester, 1 bullet away from death. I counted him out completely from this series. And now, it's turned for the worst. Closing in on the gap. Dika. 1 bullet had to do it, but he just can't find it. It is Entropiq with a 3rd. Close, but no cigar. But my word, is that so much damage done to the CT side. You've got to be confident heading into the bye here for ENCE.
Oh my gosh, D-Hawk, I'm so close. This is a full eco round, no less. Okay, yes. You got the damage done. You can say, yeah, that was technically a victory for D-Hawk, but winning the round was a real possibility. And this shows what type of player D-Ha is. He has so much potential in these type of situations. He is an X factor for ENCE, and he almost pulls it off here. But okay, a different round in mind here for Entropiq. Some aggression down Banana. Lackey gets sent packing, and it's already a 4 versus 5. And right now, Entropiq are already stacking this B site very heavily. 3 players in the vicinity. As long as they put some pressure towards A and ENCE, they just work this map. This should just be easy. Does it? They can execute onto a site flawlessly, and they're going to go ahead and retreat back towards the A site. They've worked some control in the apartments. They've put some pressure on the CT defense, but Entropiq definitely have the players to carry them through such situations. So, with utility beginning to run dry for the ENCE side, what will their target be?
Let's see. Again, you got to think, like, no real deep control towards Banana with 45 seconds and with no brackets control. Obviously, I'm no pro, we know this, but I'm just thinking, like, what is the plan for ENCE in this round? You've got 40 seconds to establish either full Banana control or brackets control, and look at the utility you've got to do so. You've just expended so much of it out towards B. Like, yeah, okay, you're drawing in a rotate. You play a peek, Alien gets a kill. Right, 4v4, you now have brackets control, 20 seconds to go. You've still got to clear out the site. You've still got to kill this player. You've got to make this happen quick. Crab has to go huge. Finds one, bomb dropped, 15 seconds. Forrester trades in for a second. Hades and Snappy back and forth. 10 seconds to go, and just with a whisker of time will they find themselves the space to plant. 7 seconds they had to slam that bomb down, and they do find it, but it's a 2v2. Okay, best case scenario, but ENCE now really need to hold on to this one.
Oh, but Nickelback's coming from the apartments, and Alien hits a blinder onto Hades. Overkill with the off. Here's that look above him, though. He spots the shadow, and Nickelback is down. 43 HP on Elian. Snappy's made this doable. The in-game leader can do it for a squad, but Elian, so aggressive with the op, jumps up on top of the boxes and eliminates him with the AWP. 3-piece on the round, bomb defused, 4 for Entropiq, and they are stringing together real convincing rounds versus ENCE.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to see that, you know, Entropiq were able to make that happen. At the same time, very surprised in how clinical ENCE are on these executes, right? I was literally talking about building up that play, saying, you know, do we really see the time for ENCE to take the bomb site? Do we see the time for them to find the bomb plant? They do. They did it with great conviction. Post-plant, though, everything sort of went out the window. We had Nickelback and Alien in the clutch situation. The AWP does its job. Everything's looking good. In this round, again, fairly similar situation for ENCE. We've got the rifle buy. We've got a little bit of utility, but not a lot. But this time, I like to see it. A very potent presence towards Banana. Smoke in the way, just inch by inch taking that control.
Yeah, and Dodo's creeping around the edge of this smoke. Too lucky. Will emerge, but he'll actually emerge victorious. Now going in for the flash, but the flashbang's not good enough. D-Hop dodges it, and we'll trade back. Back to the 4-on-4. And again, it's another one of these 4-on-4 situations, and Entropiq have to spread the defense thin. Elian drawn back towards this B site. And he's done perfectly fine here before. But now he's going to be face down with a real substantial execute. How will he fare?
Let's see. Molotovs are in. Completely out. Messy spray. Nickelback alive. Throws the grenade. Does do a bit of damage. Spink's actually taken half, but he has taken down that backside player. Trying to spam away. Crad trying to edge out a bit of an advantage to go for the retake here for the post plant, but nothing goes their way right now. Spink's posted up with that AWP, the same gun to provide the same ability and the same opportunity taken. This time Spink's connects, and all of a sudden it's looking like ENCE to take a second. Conviction towards B, early control established, work off the back of it, and that's exactly what's granted them success in round 6.
What an incredible opener as well by Snappy. Just, well, I guess for his namesake, Snappy entry onto Elian. He destroys the offer with the first bullet in his spray. And that just opens up everything. There's no way Nickelback and back can do anything. Well, Forrester will actually get a couple of exits here. Might get a couple of AK. Might retrieve an AK. Get some extra damage. Keep that CT, or rather T-side money a bit low. But at the end of the day, it's ENCE with a second, and it's Entropiq whose money has finally been broken. Numerous rounds have come down to the clutch. I'm especially referring to that Elian 1 versus 1 in the pit. But at the end of it, Entropiq will be going in for the force. MP9, CZ on Lackey, and a couple of M4s sprinkled in the mix. Hades, though, on his AWP. See what he can do on the T side. But a little boost assembled here. Forrester, to tread with caution. Could be people lurking beneath him. And a silent jump up into the apartments as well.
Cheeky.
Yeah, they're creeping and crawling here, but it's Entropiq who's going to be going on the aggressive, it seems.
Let's see. Flashbangs over towards Banana. Doto caught blind on the initial contact. Spam one over. MP9 trying to find the mark. AWP rattling a shot through as well. Again, it's just calculated timing. Entropiq are trying to find, you know, work in the opener, work in the frag, whatever they can. They're trying to find it. Dika spots out Elian to convert. Nickelback swings at a second kill. Hades at least to try and tip the tide a little bit. He does find himself a kill and a bit of space to work the frag. A good flash, but dinked up, caught in the open. AWP scooped up by Elian. And a 4v2 situation, not a great position if you're ENCE.
Yeah, they do have this flanking from Dodo, but Elian's actually watching this, which is just simply incredible, but he misses a shot. Still, though, position known from Dodo, and so everyone from Entropiq can position themselves accordingly. And Snappy here in middle, Acid Smoke fades down to a bit of a 1 versus 1 between him and Lackey. Acid check his back, though, and Forrester should up and dead to rights, and he does. Dodo in a 1 versus 4 with only 10 seconds remaining. He has to save, but a Mac 10 isn't much to hold on to. And that will be 5 now for Entropiq. On their opponent's map pick, ENCE went in for the punish pick, but they're the ones getting punished right now. And I feel like a bit of a I guess, for lack of a better term, a blunder towards the arch side. Sort of walking out in the middle of the open. There's no potential trade fragger for Dihan, so he just fumbles the bomb. It's on the ground, and Entropiq are all over it very quickly, and ENCE fade from that round also in the same way. Lackey as well. I should mention, 3-1 versus Dodo. He's been consistently getting openers, but he's been getting traded. But in the 4-on-4 situations, Entropiq have been persevering very well. Didn't need it for that previous one, though. And they're going to hope that they don't need it for this one. Force buy in for ENCE to try and make things 2. And, well, that's not too much to be said about that. Nickelback drops Dodo. And now they're in the man advantage for once.
Let's see, 5v4. Not looking too comfortable here, are they, ENCE? It's just... So this is the problem that I was saying, you know, in Entropiq opening this map up, you know there's going to be a bit of a hindrance. You know there's something planned by Entropiq. ENCE thought they could have it, but, I mean, so far it hasn't been too great for them. This round, it's a force buy. They've already lost Doto on the Mac 10. It has been retrieved by Snappy. Dika catching Forrester through the smoke. Very cheeky, that angle. And now the long pressure is in. A tag, no conversion. Now Krad has to go huge, only good for one. Alien blasts one down close range. Hades a second kill here. So not all bad. Dika on for a double as well. Alien though, oh, that is masterclass. Misses the shot. Now Nickelback in a 1v1.
20 HP though, and Diha's gonna clutch it up. Diha clutches it. The force buy for ENCE pays off. And it got down and dirty towards the A site. They were able to execute the wrap very, very well onto the site players. Krad had too many players to deal with at once, and I thought Elian was going to pull off the Alamo. But it's Diha with the 1 versus 2. And ENCE win their force buy and send Entropiq down to their own. It seems like we're going into a bit of a rare situation. We're doing force buy wars in the middle of the half. Round number 9, and we're still in the thick of it. It's up to Entropiq to battle back, though. Essentially, it's the first person to win 2 rounds in a row. Gets a bonus 2 on top of it. We'll see if Entropiq can stay as fierce as their opposition. Flashbang towards middle. Dodo, though. Oh, Hades is blind. That is so unfortunate. That's an off on the ground, and Entropiq looking to battle back in round number 9. But it's ENCE gonna go for the re-aggression.
Let's see how they do off the back of that downfall. Again, the early blunder, I would argue, has cost them quite greatly in this situation. A 5v4, and again, smoke goes deep. Alien just drops the nade. That's going to do a good 50 damage. Doto, 30 points of health subtracted from his name. Not as effective as I thought, but now this is where the scout can come alive. Another tag up, Snappy on low. Krad swings. 1, 2. Information on the third. That's it. Round gone. No doubt about it. Krad is a trick. A masterclass from him. Dika has found one. Forrester trades it out and silences ENCE's buy. It is 6-3 the scoreline. Entropiq lead with a great one at that.
Yeah, Entropiq are looking potent. They are luring ENCE forward and right into their setups. Krad with the MP9 gets a flashbang into the arch side and makes it look so very easy. Wonderful stuff. First, he gets flashed out towards middle, drops Hades, and then you can see him out towards arch, able to complete the 3K and transfer that even onto Snappy. Chris Bame from Krad on the MP9 somehow, some way. And it's ENCE now. Their turn to win another force buy round. The force buy wars continue, but this time Alien looking to put this one to rest and win the entire war.
Let's see. Peek out again. Nickelback's MP9 looking to do some work. Deagle has connected though. Some serious damage dished out back and forth. Does end things in a 4v3. Galil trying to tickle up some more lower HP players. At the end of the day though, I don't think they're going to give him the right mind of space. Doto spotted. Krad's found another in the meantime. And Fi, we were talking about this. You know, this really could go one of 2 ways. And right now, it looks to be it's Entropiq's game completely. They are in control. They are in the front seat. They have the wheel in their hands. They're directing whatever they want. And right now, Krad, bit of a mistiming, but he does spot him on the rebound. So he'll just find a quick kill here. And then last player, nowhere to be seen. Doto against 4. Lackey to silence. Entropiq 7, ENCE 3. And Inferno seems to be a strong pick for them.
Nah, it seems so. No one would know before this. But it seems like Entropiq have all the setups down. Like, they have a They have all the team play that you need on Inferno, playing the sort of bait and switch setup, drawing them into sort of unorthodox positions, and then capitalizing. That one was just an easy mop-up for ENCE, admittedly. Nice opener and just closer. Opening and closing it down are Entropiq. And now, ENCE down to just a pistol buy and 22 HP for Dodo. So, not much to talk about here. They have made these eco rounds look very interesting, but it seems like this one could just be an exception. We'll have to see, of course. But yeah, this is most definitely a surprise here from Entropiq. The surprise to let it go in the veto. They're typically, this is their permaban for anyone who's just joining. Entropiq have played this map 0 times in the last 3 months out of a total of 110 maps played, which is just simply incredible. But they're coming out swinging here, up 7-3, looking to be 8. And definitely, we're seeing some individuals in form as well. And it's looking to battle back, though.
Let's see if ENCE can provide anything in this round, already losing out on 2 players, making a third. As Forrester will shut down Hades. Oh, nice shot from Spinks. Again, really nice adjustment there. 2 players to find on this site. And yeah, although they're low HP, you're running into the guillotine of Crad. Forrester as well up close. Does spot the gun barrel. He anticipated the peak, but it is Crad from the pit position. Swings wide, swings home, and connects. Entropiq 8, ENCE 3. And bear in mind, this is ENCE's map pick. I hope we would have seen a little bit more from them from the get-go. It is still early doors. We still haven't seen a full 15 rounds yet. But I'm just wondering, you know, even if this goes 8-7, will ENCE have the confidence to get back into this game?
Yeah, well, do you have the confidence as well? Pinnacle odds definitely loving Entropiq all of a sudden. They thought this pick would be very, very interesting for ENCE, but it seems like Entropiq came out swinging here. And the Pinnacle odds, you can go to pinnacle.com/odds and new registrants. If you bet €10, you get €10 using code CUP21. Just remember, all betting should be done in a fun and safe environment and only bet what you can afford. Full conditions and terms apply. All things being considered, though, ENCE definitely getting a run for their money and sort of awakening the dragon's den that is Entropiq, thinking that they could exploit them on a map they don't play often. Entropiq have all the cards in their hands at the moment. 8-3. Buy-in for ENCE. They came off the back of this timeout. What do they have here to bring in round number 12?
Well, let's see how things go. Molly has caught Snappy out for a little bit of HP early, but nothing too substantial. Nickelback, got to be careful. Takes the flash, takes the peek. Snappy will go down. A 5v4, and again, an MP9 opted over the M4A4, and it's granted Nickelback an AK and that space. You know, using an SMG there is just perfect for the play. And in this situation now, you've got to wonder, you know, again, what do ENCE do? You have no banana control. You've been completely locked out of that. You're yet to get the brackets control, and there's 1 minute and 5 to go. You need one of these things to happen quickly.
There's so much unpredictability from Entropiq as well. You just don't know what's going to hit you if you're ENCE. And, well, Hades sure gets a brutal reminder of what's on the other side of Banana. Alien picks him off. That's the op duel going the way of Entropiq yet again. And this game is beginning to fall apart. ENCE, again, Entropiq do have the advantage on this map that ENCE have no idea what they're about to be walking into. And they have kicked the Hornet's Nest, haven't they? 3-on-5. Dueling out towards Arch, though. Spinks has dropped Nickelback, and Lackey, though, will trade. But so will Spinks. Keeping this level, a 2-on-3, but bomb on the ground.
Let's see. 3v2, Forrester anticipating that peak. Oh, turns away at the wrong time, and that gives Deeker all the timing he needs. Elian has found a kill, though. Peeks wide. Entity spotted, and yeah, no chance. Crad will convert. Easy does it. Entropiq 9, ENCE 3. My problem now is, Fi, that this is their pick. I've already talked about this, but I want to emphasize the point. Look at how well Entropiq are doing. And if we're playing this best of 3 in momentum's sake, which, you know, usually that is how most games go, Entropiq right now have no reason to not close this game out in successful fashion. And then they've got their pick of Overpass. It's promise after promise that they can just continue to make, continue to find. And, you know, we were talking about maybe a less of a lackluster performance from them in recent times. I think this more than makes up for it. This start on a map they've never played before in an official environment, I think is a statement nonetheless.
Oh yeah, and they're not winning it in sort of one-off fashion as well. This is a team-wide effort for Entropiq. Everyone on all parts of the map are having success. It's ENCE who have been faltering a little bit in the tactics department, and they're going to bring out one more towards a site. Crad lines up 2 while blind. Forrester drops everybody, dropping Diha. Hades with the only response, and it's a bit of a flop of a round, isn't it? 10 going to be up on the board for Entropiq. Hades, try as he might, this one is simply out of his reach. Just delaying the inevitable effectively. Everyone's posted on every facet of the A site. And Hades just sort of left to wait, wonder, where has this one gone? And he might never know. 10-3. And Entropiq with double digits on their opponent's map pick on a map they've never played. And look at the scoreboard as well. It's a pretty even distribution considering Elian is normally the man head and shoulders above everybody. I mean, yes, he is 16-6 at the moment. But everyone else pulling their own weight as well. And it's funny, here's a little update from the Lackey. Since we last got this update on the duels versus Dodo, Lackey's eliminated Dodo 3 more times without a response. And this is towards his banana position. This is sort of exemplifying how successful ENCE have been here on banana, but finally some success on the opposite side of the map. Elliot goes down.
Well, Toto another. Oh, that spray transfer could have been big, but 4v3 nonetheless, and anticipating the push again, and Snappy, very overextensive in that situation, but comes out on top. So, bit of a promise here for this round. Grenade lands deep. Hades tagged up to 79, and it is the beat play. Flashbang goes out. Crad. Oh, Crad, it could have been big, but only good for one. Forrester's HE does do some work, and now I'm wondering, well, you know, what is the flank going to be like here? Forrester seems to anticipate this play,
knife out.
But yeah, knife out. Does have the AK in hand now.
What?
Oh, no way, Forrester, do you just find that kill? It's a 1v1. Bomb's going to be planted out towards B. He knows that if he ran back towards A, that more than likely he's going to come from at least the CT spot, which he knows is now clear. And it's all about the peak, all about the timing, and Spinks holds down the angle. Close but no cigar. Forrester, really impressive reading on the flank there.
Oh my days.
I mean, 10-4, yeah, you lose that round, but I mean, look at the scoreline. You can't say no to this situation. This isn't their pick at all, and they're absolutely blasting through ENCE's attacks right now.
Forrester almost made me lose my head though, Retro. Holy, yeah. I would have, my neurons would have just broke apart if Forrester won that round. But it's not meant to be, and ENCE finally make their way to 4, but is it too little too late? We'll have to see. This round means a lot for ENCE. 10-5 is a very different scoreline than 11-4. And they're going to have to at least make do. Bit of a scrappy buy from ENCE as well, only surviving with 1 player. And Entropiq just sitting on boatloads of cash at the moment. Money is not an issue for them. But perhaps the frags. Who knows? Lackey getting inquisitive around the edge of the smoke. Could be a risky play. Flashbang even going in. And oh, he lines up 2! Oh dear. It just gets worse and worse for ENCE, doesn't it? 3-on-4 situation. And that's just so painful. Information as well onto players in Banana.
Let's see how things are going. Friends now, they are going to look towards Banana. They aren't going to turn away from a situation like this. They do have a boiler player, but timing. And he's made the run, although he does find Elian. Nice from him.
What?
What on earth is going on there? Nickelback just suicidal amounts of aggression. Pecan out, Crad does get taken down, all to the hands of Forrester. Spots out the AWPer of Doto, tagged up already. Not looking good here whatsoever. 10-5 to half. ENCE, they make it work towards the latter parts of this first 15, but at the same time, you can only wonder at this point in time, you know, a 10-5 half, you've really got to work hard in this matchup to at least even get level with that of Entropiq.
Yeah, it's going to be a grind for ENCE. That's to say the least. Need to start it off with the pistol as well, and convert the force. Not saying that's out of the realms of possibility for a squad like ENCE. They're a very, very solid set of individuals. If anyone starts to take a deep breath and start hitting the shots, then this game could easily turn around. But for now, Entropiq do have a bit of initiative, though ENCE did cap off that half with 2 rounds in a row. So who's to say they can't do any more? Up towards middle, though, Entropiq fast towards the A site, and there's only Diha to receive.
Oh, D-Cut opens up with 1. Nothing off the back of the second, though, and Entropiq look to get a little more aggressive. Well, they are attempting something. Doto will find another. Doto again. Spinks and Doto once more. Easy as you like. A flawless start for ENCE on the CT side. A lot more comfortable. That's what we want to see.
Again, what they need, that's exactly that. Question is for Entropiq, do you force spot here? And it seems like the decision's already been made. D-Eagle's out for the entirety of the squad. And, well, they've been a very proficient squad with the Deegs in their history, so who's to say they can't do it now? It would be catastrophe for ENCE to lose this one. It would be worse than just losing the pistol. You'd be down and out. Likely to be the 13-6 scoreline if you lose this round. That's the ramifications. What will Entropiq bring it to it? Will they bring us there is the question. Right now, ENCE might be giving them some fights, so if ENCE make the mistakes, if ENCE slip up, Entropiq, it's what made them such a deadly team back in May and April. They would punish you every mistake. And they could do so in this round as well.
Let's see. Oh, nice shot from D-Cut. Grenades. D-Cut. Forrest is at least in with another, though, and, well, D-Cut, he's having a great time. 2v4. He's already found himself a 3k in the round. Forrest picking up the bomb. I'm just wondering, yeah, another headshot for Dika. On for the ace. Will he find it? Well, he's been tagged up, and that is a ridiculous shot from Dika. And the ace, all things considered. ENCE 7, Entropiq 10. A great opportunity and a great lot of succession here on the second round. ENCE looking more and more comfortable in this.
Yeah, Diha is all of a sudden electric. He's up to 21 kills now. The rest of his team have barely broken double digits or are under that figure. And if Diha keeps turning up, I mean, if he turns up the way he did in that round, in these gun rounds, this could be huge. Right now, it's an eco from Entropiq, and 8 is looking likely for ENCE. This is a chance to make things work and run it back here on this CT side. And again, when you're in unfamiliar territory, that T side definitely becomes more difficult on Inferno. You have to have reads in on the CT side, and Hades has a read in on Forrester. Nice little headshot to start things off. But I will say, in unfamiliar territory, kind of rule of thumb at least, is that T side becomes much more difficult than the CT side. We'll have to see how it fares in this one, of course. Still, this is an eco. We have yet to see a gun round. We have yet to see the real strat book out from Entropiq. But so far, so good for ENCE, and it's going to continue that way. Spink's just going to be lasering away with the MP9 until he falls apart. Snappy left alone here towards top banana. He eats a Deagle headshot, and we're into 3-on-3 Retro. This could be doable for the Entropiq side.
Flash as well, no smoke for the cross, but the Flash has done all the work. It's about getting this bomb planted, and unfortunate timing. Hades in behind as well, will shut another one down. Crad knows going for the bomb plant is risky. He just wants to isolate these one-on-ones. Going to try and take the higher peak from the coffin position, and Hades will tear his head off. Easy as could be. ENCE 8, Entropiq 10. A buy here for Entropiq into round 19, though. That's the important factor, and you can see the odds ever in favour of Entropiq, and I would agree. The start that they had on Inferno is promising, but if ENCE continue this hot streak that they're having on their CT side so far, anything's possible for this side.
And so this is the real test. I say that a lot in my casts, I do notice, but it rings true. This is what Entropiq have to bring to their T side, or this could easily be the signal that ENCE could make the run back here on the CT side. Let's see what Entropiq have. Lackey inside of the smoke. Lucky to dodge out on the spam, but he won't dodge out on Snappy, and he gets Alien through the smoke. Huge double. 3-on-5 already. Some players just go ahead and concede this round, and maybe you should. Hades drops Forrester, and this is a fantastic, wonderful start here for ENCE, and a huge statement here in this first gun round. Hades, little does he know if he held mouse 1. Crad might be seeing the end of this one. And oh, he gets spotted. 2-on-5 though. The manpower is simply too little for Entropiq to work with this one.
Nickelback going to boost Crowd over the top. I'm wondering now, do we see the angle, the opportunity? He does jump across, and oh, if he decides to go along these balconies, oh, this could be so big. Spots out the head. I'm wondering.
Dia spotted him.
Yeah, I think that's more than just a giveaway. Deacon knows. Now, he's dropped down as well. The audio cue more than made. Hades will find Crad, all down to Nickelback. 1v5, no chance. AWP in 25 seconds, already cornered in. Missed shot, dropping the molly, so not all bad. Does find a shot as well. I'm wondering now, though. Oh, wow, Doto. That is an off angle and a half through the window, of all things considered. That'll be an answer on the board for ENCE.
And that's just big. Maybe a little bit of luck going the way of Snappy. Maybe a little bit of an inkling that Alien is nearby. But losing that round will draw a timeout from Entropiq. And again, this might be the beginning of some T-side woes for the CIS squad. But, well, they can come back with a bit of pace. And right now, ENCE are safe, as well as if you use Trustly to go ahead and use your payments. Quick and safe is the name of the game. And so you can use Trustly to make your payments flow quickly from account to account. You don't need a card, no app download or registration. You can make Trustly payments at pinnacle.com/odds, where you can use the in-play offerings and check out the odds between ENCE and Entropiq right now. Entropiq slightly more favored at the moment, but ENCE battling back on this CT side definitely can make things do. Always remember that sports should be fun. Only play what you can afford, and full terms and conditions apply. So with that out of the way, we got the pistols back in play for Entropiq. That's what they come up with at the back of this timeout. What will they do with this one at the moment? It seems like a fast mid play is on the cards, Retro. Looking to beat them with the pace and the manpower.
Let's see. Oh, Hades will finally open up. And a second. Yeah, these pistols aren't going to work out, are they, whatsoever? D-cut, a third, and Forrester and Alien is all that remains. Again, Entropiq, really good. 10-5 half, and then it's all been untangled by ENCE. They found themselves their own breathing room. Alien, at least good for one, but again, stoppage after stoppage, round after round. It's just not looking good whatsoever. Forrester against 4. Deagle, well, Tech9, excuse me, now upgraded to an AK. You're still asking for a lot here, and even then, I think this is way too much of a push for him. Entropiq will concede, and things will go level quite possibly.
Mm-hmm. I can't really say too much when it comes down to this one, but a little bit... Okay, hold on just a moment. Forrester takes down Dodo. Right now, the Banana player is locking him in, but if this player towards bottom middle is too aggressive, and if he goes down, that's a big if, of course, then it could have been doable for Forrester. But Spinks will lock it down. 10-10 is your scoreline. Now we get into the bye, and we have to see what Entropiq have to say here on these gunners. They only had one opportunity. It's only been one rifle round for them on this T side. But we have to see if they have a playbook, because so far I haven't seen much brilliancy. It's been a very vanilla T side from them, which might be their weakness here on a map like Inferno that they have. Once again, I'll say it, I'll beat this point to death, and that is 0 maps played in the last 3 months. They've played Inferno 0 times. So we'll have to see what they bring to this T side. Banana control seems to be the objective. The B site seems to be the target.
Hades going to be holding down the angle. AWP. Oh, missed shot. Alien's actually cost himself his own angle. Throws his smoke to try and get away, but only good for the one. The aggression not quite there. Flashbang really good. Hades caught blind, but double nade from Snappy. Easy as you like. And a third kill with the AWP. Alien, last man standing. No chance in hell, my friend. I think this is a save. I think this is more than done and dusted.
Hmm.
I mean, really, really impressive from Elian. Again, I think, or excuse me, from ENCE, not from Elian. I think this is one of those situations where I didn't believe in ENCE whatsoever. You know, a 10-5 half on a map that Entropiq have never played before. You gotta think like, wow, how dominating are they? But yet to really get a grasp on this T side, you know, yet to actually slam the gauntlet and go, you know what? Yeah, this is what we've got to prove. It's just been ENCE all over, and 11-10, 6 rounds in a row on this CT side,
Can
8
Elliot
rounds
hold
in a
on
row
to
in
this?
general now. I'm stunned.
Oh, Elian will have the quick scope though. All right, but yeah, I completely agree with your points. So far, I mean, this previous round, well, I guess the current round we're in, but it's about to end with the time running down to 0. And it's a bit of a desperation, sort of all-in play towards the B site for Entropiq. They take the control and it's like, you know what, let's just go execute. And ENCE are just ready. Entropiq are not necessarily working the map at the moment. They're not playing the map control like you should on Inferno. Because the one weakness for the CT side on Inferno is you have just a marathon of a rotate between these two sites. So you want to be able to shift around the CT side so you'll be able to hit the weak site consistently. And at the moment, Entropiq, while you're not working the map, they're just trying to brute force out execute after execute. And it seems to not be working. Here we go into a bit more of a default towards the apartments, trying to take some control there. Top banana as well. But I feel like Entropiq are missing some protocols that are causing them to go in for very one-dimensional plays. This time around, we see a bit more of a default. But it's up to ENCE to sort of slow them down on the map control. You can see this little apartment set up in play as well. Maybe catch an Entropiq player unawares. Perhaps a possibility for us to spot out that little line, but no frag to be found. And now with a minute remaining on the clock, Entropiq seem poised and ready for the A site, but still plenty of time to decide.
See, ooh, Elian. Nice, really, really nice to find that kill onto Hades. A 5v4, forcing the double rotate. Entropiq with 55 seconds now, establishing that banana control. Will try and pressure off the back of it, and they will be given the space to do so. Throwing the grenade, throwing the molly, trying to just hinder that bomb plant as best as they can. Bomb, oh, set down, snappy. Good for one, okay. I maybe could have believed a little better, but I saw all the bodies and yeah, there was no way. Spinks will find one on the upswing, so a 3v3 situation.
No utility.
All trying to connect and nothing too much going on right now whatsoever. Forrester, Alien, and Nickelback all here to hold it down, although I say that, and I say that, Nickelback against 3, finds one, tagged up to such low HP, has to re-swing. Spinks will find it. Again, ENCE out on top. 12-10 the scoreline, ridiculous.
I feel like Entropiq, that's hubris right there. They go in and they just walking around in the middle of the open and they let themselves get picked apart from CT. It seems like they're already running off to save their guns. They think that ENCE are going to save, but they're going in. Spinks brings it back down to a 3 versus 3. Krat gives himself up towards the coffin's position, and everything just falls apart at the seams. Entropiq, I feel like the inexperience on this map is actually starting to get to them. The CT side was so very potent, but this T side just doesn't have the depth and level you need for this kind of, this level of Counter-Strike, this tier. ENCE are looking a different caliber on this CT side at the moment.
Let's see. V5 in this round, and again, Dodo will find the first. So, again, another opener in favour of ENCE, and again, it's just not looking comfortable for Entropiq in this round. They did so well on the CT side, and it's been completely unwound by the CT side of ENCE, and missed shot, an uncharacteristic miss from Hades, and that's going to put things now to a 4v4. Now level in this situation. Org trying to go aggressive, Deha trying to find the kill, nothing too substantial going on right now. Edging back and forth, can't find it. Forrester will convert 4v2 because Forrester and Nickelback have found one apiece, and finally, Entropiq edge themselves back into a situation that is winnable. And I think, yeah, ENCE more than happy to go for the save.
Primary thing there is a Hades drops the ball on the peak, gives it up to Forrester, full lane control, and ENCE are forced into passivity on the site. They don't have any information on what's incoming, and the crossfire simply was not there in play between the pit and the site player, and so they just take the 1v1 duels, or 1v2, I believe that was Forrester and Nickelback, both rocking the entries. And, well, it's a bit of a mistake, a miscommunication there from ENCE, which will forfeit them this round. But that's not something Entropiq can rely on. They need to carve out their own success. But again, Entropiq are so good at punishing your mistakes, they will do it very consistently at this level. But they're going to call out a bit of a timeout. Maybe put the skates on for ENCE. This has given opportunity for ENCE to talk things through as well. So, all things considered, maybe both teams need an opportunity to slow things down. But right now, if you're Entropiq, what is your path to success? That round might just be a one-off. You don't want it to be a one-off if you're looking for Entropiq to take this. So let's see what the strategicians? I guess the masterminds behind Entropiq will be able to carve out for this all-important round. This decides if you even up or if ENCE take the lead firmly. We'll see how it pans out.
I say 5v5 in this round, that means more than any other, I would argue. If Entropiq can find this, all hope is restored. All faith is there for them to try and take their map, or this map again. But for ENCE, I mean, a comfortable round here could spell disaster for the T side. There's a bit of money pocketed, but I would argue not enough. And on top of that as well, I'm pretty unsure in the process that Entropiq might just be willing to take here. Nothing too much going on right now. Molotov goes towards short, flashbang out as well. Entropiq establishing that brackets control. Really good stuff to see. But again, that deep banana presence obtained by ENCE means that Entropiq now have to pressure towards A, and that's exactly where the first problem occurs, because Hades, with the AWP, has completely caught off Forrester, and furthermore, on the angle, caught blind, smoked off, but still in for a fight.
Oh, I thought he almost quick-scoped the player through the smoke there. But little as you know, Snappy has to be ready. Nickelback pushing forward. Crosshair trained, but it's same goes for Snappy. We will get traded back, but the death cam sees so much information. The death cam sees all three players. And so Hades, feeling so confident to push through smokes and get the flank on these wrapping players. But they might just outrun him. They might just beat him in the race to the B site. They're going forward through the spawn. Only 20 seconds remaining though in Hades. He had the opportunity to drop Elian. So very close. Elian fires off his shot, misses, and now it's down to Spinks at the back of the site. Hades still here from CT, and there goes Spinks. Lines up a double, closes down the round. With 5 seconds remaining, Elian has no time in this one and might just not be able to hold on to this off. They're waiting for time to expire. Oh, there's so much just BM from ENCE. Not just salt in the wound, the entire mine with it. And that is 13 for ENCE. Catastrophic way to fall.
That's got to hurt. He's after time as well in this situation. Really nice lineup from Spinks, and that's what cost him the round entirely. You can't write him off in this situation. ENCE now the favourites to win this whole contest. It's 13-11. It's a bye here for Entropiq. It's a last-ditch effort at trying to make things work. If ENCE can win this, I mean, all hope is restored for this best of three. It was their map pick, so not all bad, I would argue, for Entropiq, but Elian, really nice snapshot to finally open up. Another kill here, but in favour of the CT side this time, and Deeker in for another. Not all bad.
Dia is dialed in right now. He's not going to let Entropiq battle back whatsoever. But look at this maneuver from Elian with the AWP in hand. He picked it up off of Hades. And he's bringing it around, wheeling it back towards this A site. He could actually potentially wrap on these players here. Oh, and he's in the library. Dia walks into it. And his teammate Dota doesn't even know what happened. How has he gotten there? He might ask. He's going to have to put that behind him, though. It's a split onto the A side, and this is perfect for Alien. He's cutting off the rotations. Dodo is isolated and alone here on the first letter of the alphabet. Can he deliver? What a shot on the Lackey. Snappy with it, but he cannot connect onto Elliot. We're into the 2 versus 2 retro.
Not impossible, because you have to sacrifice that flank, that wow factor that you were talking about to try and win you the round. So now, a 2v2. Smoke goes deep in towards Moto. Nothing too much still happening in this situation. Pushing on through, but... Oh, crap, that is disgusting. A double from him at the end. All said and done. Entropiq 12, ENCE 13. Not done just yet either side. And the money for the CTs isn't looking too good considering all of that success. 2 rounds sandwiched by 1 spells absolute disaster. And all of a sudden, it is not looking comfortable whatsoever for either side. Entropiq a little more in control, but they've got a lot of work to do. For ENCE, I mean, yeah, they're in front. They have got some control on this game, but it's the shaky economy that comes with it that you've got to be careful for.
Big plays from Aliens in the back lines as well. Keeping this one doable for Entropiq. Still trailing, but only by 1. As well as ENCE's finances are severely damaged. If this one goes 13 to 13, it could easily be 14 for Entropiq. Again, this game is so decided by the economy and what weapons you can utilize in each round. MP9's out, but a stack in play. Manpower advantage here on the site for ENCE. But Hades could be awakening Lion's Den. He catches the timing, lands the tag, but he's going to get traded. Nickel back into the site, able to get a second on the entry, but same goes for Spinks. Keeping this one level, 3-on-3, but can he get another from this mission? Off angle being held, but the low HP gets the better of him. Now into the 2 versus 3, make that 1. Forrester deals death to Dodo, leaving Diha in the 1 versus 3, and he's out of there. Save in play. And it's Entropiq who have finally begun to get the wheels moving on this T side. Creaking forward. But now they're up and running. 13 to 13 is going to be your score. Question is, though, what will ENCE bring into the next? They're down to their bottom dollar. We might be seeing an eco. We might be seeing Entropiq to 14, and they're still in this map.
I don't believe it. I do not believe Entropiq have done exactly what I thought couldn't be done. It's 13 apiece. They tie things up after an unbelievable start for ENCE here on this CT side. Completely unwound yet again in the last couple of rounds just by silly overextensions and things like that. Simple things that cost them rounds. And yeah, I mean, Hades in this situation really can't have your molly out here. Spinks did really well to recover, finding himself a 2k, you know, trying to put things back in their favor, but as quick as it started, it ends, and into this round, it's a full eco more or less for ENCE, and for Entropiq, it's one step closer to victory.
Definitely so. It's going to be a 4-man A stack here. You can do a lot with the pistols, and there's a lot of crossfires to be held on the A site, so definitely very lethal, but they're walking up the arch side, and this is the Achilles heel for this type of setup. Only 1 man, okay, but damage dealt to a teammate. Poor old Nickelback, getting the worst of it from crap. But still, I think they could just sort of toy with this defense. They have so much utility to flush them out of every position. And hold on, there's some significant damage being dealt by the grenades. But here come the AK-47s retro, and I don't think there's much to be had here. Headshots across the board, and that will do it. 2 kills mustered up by the defense. Not terrible, but the scoreline is what's more daunting. You don't need the kills, you need the rounds. And right now it's Entropiq who will be taking their own. 14, and with it, the lead.
Well, let's see how well they do off the back of this one. If they can continue to uphold this success, continue to provide and to convert. But at the same time, we know ENCE is quite a devastating side. But as I say that, that is going to be a 14th on the board for Entropiq. Looking good. And again, we were talking about this. If they steal away this map pick, maybe not as much momentum as we were talking about in the previous half. But if they can find a success, if they can find a 16-13, then you've got to feel very, very confident heading into your map pick of Overpass. We'll have to wait and see, though. Entropiq 14, ENCE 13.
I love how the odds are seesawing back and forth as well. Just 2 rounds ago, it was ENCE favored in it, and now Entropiq, the heavy ones. But they need to prove themselves in this one. 14-13, and ENCE are in with the bye. Hades doesn't have his op, but he's been good with the N4s nevertheless. And the nades! The nades! Krat is down! But Entropiq not quite out. 4 on 5.
Yeah, not a great start whatsoever, but at the same time, you've got to consider, even if you are in a 4v5, you've still got 3 AKs and an AWP facing off against M4s and MP9 and an auto shotgun, and that's poor from Forrester going aggressive there. No trade, no flash, no nothing. That's cost another soul. A 5v3, I think this one's a little more out of reach than a 5v4, and if Nickelback can't find his kill on the Spinks without taking too much damage, it would be problematic, but he has found the kill now. The extension towards B. Spam up. Good tag. Nickelback low, but not low enough. 7 points of health. He survives and into a 4-on-3 post round.
Alien going aggressive over top Oranges, though. Drags this one back. No way, Retro. From a 3-on-5, they're saving.
Wow.
They're saving. I'm at a loss for words. If you are ENCE, that is a hands-on... That's hands on head. That is a head scratcher of a round. A 3-on-5 into a relative bomb site stack. And the individuals from Entropiq prevail. 1 from each player that is currently surviving as well. The contribution is massive. And Entropiq, from a 3 versus 5, find themselves on map point. On ENCE's map pick. I don't believe it. I really don't.
One more round. That's all they need. I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. I have no clue what just happened to ENCE, but it's happened now. They can't go back on it. It's 15-13. It's one more round of Counter-Strike to go Entropiq's way, and this map is done completely. Heading into round 29. It could be a full 30, or it could end here. We'll have to wait and see, as again, the bite for the CTs really isn't looking too comfortable to begin with. Grenade going deep does 20-ish damage all in all. Nothing too substantial going on right now. And again, lining up that utility, looking to take that control. Entropiq on the front foot.
Oh, and Alien lands the tag on a Spinks as well, through the smoke, through the wall. And it's just... Oh, jeez, it's just bearing down on them, isn't it? Damage dealt. Entropiq encroaching on the A site. There is this banana control, though, from ENCE, and that will... I mean, it could potentially allow an extra rotate in towards the A part of the map, but they're not going to budge. And so it will be a 3 versus 5, or rather a 2 versus 5, with the Moto Smoke in play in on the site. This might be brutal. It's going to have to be something huge from these site defenders, but already down to 51 is Diha. This is going to be a rough showing unless Dodo can pull up. From the default position, dancing around the box, has to hold his crossfire, and Hades comes in from the Moto position, able to lock things down, and it's Entropiq who falter in the round they could have closed. It's ENCE who will bring us to our final round of regulation.
14-15, one more round. Is it going to go ENCE's way, or Entropiq going to pinch their map pick? We could see more than just 30 rounds of it, no doubt about it, but Entropiq as well, an uncharacteristic loss and a bit of a misplay considering they had the advantage early doors. It's worrying stuff. And now, round 30, all rounds of Counter-Strike have been played. Let's see if they can live up to that expectation. We do have a Deagle on Lackey. Other than that, though, 3 AKs and an AWP to accompany it. So a decent buy for Entropiq. For ENCE, I mean, we've got a Fabas, we've got an Org, but 2 M4s and that AWP. It's looking really confident. 1 minute and 35, and again, Entropiq look towards dividers.
Towards the mid-bracket they go. They'll establish that control. Right now, though, I do want to mention, ENCE expended the great deal of utility trying to take banana control. And while they have successfully done that, it's left this A site generally stranded. The utility is running dry for ENCE already to try and slow down this execute. How will they be able to do it? It's up to Hades here. holding up close, but Dodo goes down at the library position. Oh, but Hades, and 3 kills back from ENCE. Looking to force overtime here. From desperate scenes. Entropiq have to do the impossible again, this time a 2v4.
Let's see. Nickelback and Alien have to go huge. All the noise, Spinks rotating. They are in towards B. Grenade goes deep. AWP on the angle. Leg shot, no conversion. That's cost Alien his life. Nickelback against 4. AWP in hand. I really don't see him winning this one. 28 seconds to go. And that is it. All said and done. Overtime in Pinnacle. Overtime for Entropiq and ENCE. And, well, 6 more rounds of Counter-Strike to be played to see if we can find ourselves a winner. What a game this has been so far. Our first map of the series really kicking off with fire.
Yeah, it already had a hot storyline to start. Entropiq baiting out their sort of permaban in Inferno. But they showed up here. It's ENCE to cap off the game, cap off regulation with 2 in a row to bring us to overtime. 16K. Max rounds 3. Meaning that it is the race to 19, and it begins now.
Entropiq on the T side. Sorry, I was going to say Entropiq
Oh,
on the
good.
T side. What do you think of that? You know, Entropiq's T side really not looking too good. I was going to ask, like, what do you think heading onto this T side? Or onto this T side, what do you think they need to do differently?
Yeah, I feel like there is, again, they've shown a lack of protocols on this T side, but they seem to warm up to it a little bit. But now that ENCE have everything they need and are not down to sort of lower tier weaponry, this is where they should shine. We'll see, though. Of course, Entropiq can always change anyone's mind. A couple of positional mistakes have been made during their CT half for ENCE. And so, well, it can turn, but this time around it's going to be Hades winning the duel onto Forrester. Opening frag in play. But Entropiq aren't going to slow down as a result. In fact, they might send Krad on a little bit of an expedition.
Let's see. How's that going to work out for them? In a 5v4, they do need a bit of a hero play. I'm not against it, but I think it's very, very risky. If you can find your way through Archie's, though, it could be huge. Molly. Oh, it does tag. Tickle, but Doto in for the kill. Now these players on Banana have to hold up big time. Krad actually trying to hold the flank, but your push is gone, my friend. You've got to go. Your teammates have been flanked completely. Tries to find the kill. Nothing off the back of it. And Entropiq look absolutely shattered. No chance in this round. N16, they take the advantage. Entropiq not looking strong towards B.
That's a deer in the headlights right there. I mean, Entropiq, they go for the B site and they hesitate. They send in Nickelback. He's separated from the Molotov. He gets picked off. And the rest of Entropiq just try to send themselves through a smoke. Krad left stranded towards CT. It's hesitancy from Entropiq that at least lost them that round. They're going to have to correct their mistakes if they want to stay in Inferno. Again, still plenty more rounds of overtime to be played, but it's ENCE with the first, and they can exert the pressure.
See how they do with it. Well, Spinks to find the open up. Snappy for a second, and 5v3 again. Entropiq just suiciding towards Banana, and they lose another 2 souls. No trade, no response, just silence across the map. Hades in for another, and it's a 2v5. Your chance is gone. You blew your opportunities. And my word, are ENCE looking strong here on this CT side. It's going to be a 17th in a name. No doubt about it.
That's just... I mean, that's that. Nickelback reveals his position, and everyone just begins to collapse on him. And it's exactly what I'm talking about, is that... There you go. So with that, exactly what I'm talking about is that ENCE have everything they need. They have all the utility and all the weaponry, as 4 AKs being saved over, which is just an incredible feat of a CT side. But they have all the guns in hand. The economy is on their side here in the overtime, and so they can just use their, I guess, more refined protocols to beat back Entropiq, who have just, I mean, in these last 2 rounds, it has not looked like a composed lineup here for the CIS squad. We'll have to see if they can change here. Last round of their T-side half in overtime, and look at this from ENCE. They're going in. gosh, Dihan! Oh, we cannot connect the spray. Dodo is there for the trade, though. Keeping this one in ENCE's favor. Even an auto sniper bought up from Snappy. I failed to miss that. Dodo, still danger close. And actually, oh, that's nutty from Forrester.
Wow.
Nails him through the wall. The spam does him in. And a 3-on-3.
Not all bad, not all bad at all. You've got double AK and an AWP set up for ENCE. For Entropiq, it's the exact same format, but just on the T side. You've got to make a push, you've got to find a chance. Nothing being given their way right now. Nothing at all. Silent strikes across the map. It is going to be a bit of a B-heavy push for Entropiq. I mean, the last 3 players are grouped there, so I would only assume otherwise. I'm wondering if we'll see a rotate at all. Spinks, if there is no rotate, he needs to catch one player in isolation. That's where the retake's possible. Utility over the top, plenty of it as well. Now the question is, do they find these kills? They start to pressure in. Spinks opens with 1. No trade, no recovery. 3v2, and again, Entropiq just looking a little bit questionable.
Oh, wondrous flashbangs and wondrous shots from Spinks, looking to close this one overtime flawlessly. Alien to try and clutch, though. Deagle headshot catapults Spinks backwards, but he's setting down the bomb. He doesn't realize Hades close, and that is a flawless CT side from ENCE. They make their way to the offense now, where they have the opportunity, 3 of them, to close. Entropiq have to go flawless here on Inferno, and the odds are quite stacked against them. 3.08 for Entropiq. It's looking brutal, but they do have the cash in their wallets, and the CT side, with all the utility they need, a double op setup brought into play could keep things interesting here. I don't say Entropiq are out of it, but it's gonna have to be quite a road, quite a grind. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. 3 in a row required. No slip-ups, no mess-ups, no nothing. Can't afford to let this one slip between their fingertips. And, I mean, Doto going very aggressive. And he finds a kill off the back of it. ENCE, early advantage obtained. Doto sent even lower in regards to his HP count. But a 5v4 situation, more than happy to win that one out. And again, slow boost across. No step made. Now it's all about timing. Who can find who next? If ENCE can find a second kill, this map is definitely gone. If Entropiq find a kill, things are back level, and there's a chance for them at the same time, though. You've got to wonder, still even yet to make their own decision, able to just play for the default.
Oh!
Wow.
Huge kill from Piha. Now that unhinges his A site. It's only Krad here, and he's about to be facing off against the entire T side. Diha will fall first, though. Krad stays alive for just a moment longer, but Spinks is going to chase him down, hunt him down. Forrester, though, from the Moto, gets swung on, and that leaves it to Nickelback with an op. He is miles away from the bomb site. It is going to be the retake of his life if he's able to do this. ENCE looking to take this 19-15, a flawless overtime. It was cruise control once we entered into the extra rounds. And Nickelback, position revealed. He'll deploy his utility, but perhaps all in vain, as he will just walk in to his eventual demise. But he actually takes down Snappy, but there's no more of that. Dodo sits him down. 19-15 for ENCE. They take their map pick by the skin of their teeth with a large comeback from a 10-5 scoreline, and they can see if they can complete the 2-0. Overpass up next after the break.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone, to Pinnacle, of course. ENCE stealing away the map pick in overtime. Their own against Entropiq. Now it's their time to shine here on Overpass. A banger of a game and a banger of a matchup. And a very nice man to help me through it. It's Fight, of course, and myself, Retro, taking you through this one. And already kicking things off, Alien finding some luck with the P250 onto Hades.
Yeah, and well, with that, oh wow, this is actually really ballsy from ENCE as well. They lose all their A information, but they just say, screw it, we're chilling out towards B. And they might have gotten the pick, and well, ENCE have guessed correctly on their choice of site. Will it pan out on the execute, though? That's the question, as it's going to be a crossfire setup. Diha able to draw things back, but so far, it's Entropiq who are taking the lead, that's for sure. Diha's clawing it back, kill by kill.
Oh,
4 kills on the round
God.
by Diha. Let's go. Pistol
What a
round in
start.
play.
What a start, man. ENCE on fire after that pistol, and Diha again, the man to step up to the podium where he needs to. Impressive stuff, and you thought, well, both of us would have assumed Entropiq had a really, really good chance in just taking that one down, not providing ENCE a way back in, but no, completely the opposite. Diha to turn it all on its head, a quad kill for him. And into round 2 we go, and staring down the barrel of a very important force buy. If Entropiq win this, all is restored, but ENCE could secure themselves an early 3-round lead.
Oh, MP9's only out for ENCE as well. Could come back to bite them a little bit here, especially with Alien on the scout. Could deal some tags out. Could let the Eagles finish the job. 1-2 punch, but not to be at least here on the A side of the map. It's another B side execute. This time they'll use the short position, and Diha is very exposed, but he cannot quite connect the spray. Dodo completely blind, but 3 kills in quick succession on the spray down. And then, well, leaving Entropiq to try and pick up the pieces. That does hit a nice one, but there's Hades on the flank. And there is nothing to be said here for Entropiq, unless Brad wants to do something unthinkable, but there's absolutely nothing. 2-0, quickly up on the board for ENCE. I like this fast-paced Counter-Strike 2, Retro. This is getting the blood pumping.
Oh yeah, definitely something we need to see more of. And again, ENCE winning that second round, destroying the hopes of the force buy of Entropiq, now puts us into a situation where we have to witness an eco, a pistol round for Entropiq, to try and just dish out the damage and keep it going. A little bit wobbly on Overpass in recent times, that is, for ENCE. I mean, it's not a bad map for them, you know, 14 maps played, just over a 50% win rate on it. So again, not a bad choice, but in recent times, they've lost to Endpoint, they've lost to K23. They did beat Mouseports and NIP on it, though, so that's what we've got to be careful for. And Crad rattling off a couple of shots, proving this one's not done just yet. The pistols definitely should not be underestimated.
Don't test Crowd with that dig. Just catches 2 players unawares. On the peak as well. Still a weaponry advantage for ENCE, and they also have the map control alongside it. They've just overrun short. But hold on, Entropiq are coming back. Information though for Dodo. He knows that no one has crossed in towards Monsters, so they can potentially rotate an extra player up towards the A site. But little do they know, they might want to keep it towards the B side of the map. Clearing out the short side, and they're ready to execute fairly shortly. Dodo awakening, pushing through short, but Forrester's deagle. Alright. Keeping this one in the advantage for Entropiq. It's only Diha here to hold.
He's got to go huge. He's got to find some kills, and jiggles in. Doesn't spot anything towards Monster. Now he does, but again, a 1-for-1 trade leaves Hades alone in a 1v2. And it's the eco of all things that Entropiq might just have their hands on, as Hades has been spotted by Forrester. Does duck out of harm's way for the time being. Molotov going to be dropped in towards default, but I think he's going to be quick to realise it's not there whatsoever. And that will be that. ENCE 2, Entropiq 1. And the rebound on the buy gives a lot of trouble here for the CT side. The full investment, of course, but look at it. It's a wobbly one. We've got an AWP and basically 4 deagles across the board that they've got to work with.
And that's disappointing. I mean, okay, ENCE can bring out the glass cannon off, which is a surprise in its own respect. But that's disappointing if you're ENCE. That was a deagle, no armor round for Entropiq that they win. Now, more power to Entropiq. They hit the shots. They win the round. That's how Counter-Strike is played, typically. But in all respects, ENCE shouldn't be losing that type of situation. Now down to a force buy of their own, but there is Hades on that glass cannon. He is up top. on top of the flower pots here at long. And he might have a couple of players coming his way. If only he stayed around for just a moment longer, because now it's up to Spinks here at long. Forrester, though, takes down Dion, and there goes Spinks. Opener, right back to Alien. More people swinging. Oh, but at the end of the day, it is just Entropiq rolling things over. There is a refrag from Snappy, but perhaps a little avail. Crad! Okay, Snappy, all right. Keeping the entire B side of the map under his watch, and now we're into the 2 versus 2.
Yeah, really impressive stuff. Could go a 3-1 scoreline with this, but as quick as we can jump on the ENCE bandwagon for this round, you know, you can quite quickly say that Entropiq have a decent chance of tying things up completely. So, just got to take it carefully. Deagle, Nickelback needed to be successful. Now draws out the primary weapon of the AWP, but quick to hold the angle down is Hades. Bomb out in the open. MP9 in touching distance of it, and Nickelback to use his smoke to cover off the AWP. Does pick up the bomb. Now, hold on a minute. He could go right back towards A with this, and I think that's the plan. He's going to run right past. Surely the noise is picked up upon, but too little too late. ENCE will have to fight back in the post-plant scenario. Hades will finally pick up on this. 10 seconds to go. Bomb tapped, not stuck. And, oh, that's going to cost him a lot. Or is it? Because Nickelback's found the shot. And Snappy against one. Nickelback now making it very easy for him. Waiting for the peek, the push, presence. Oh, he spotted both parties found. Drops the nade in. Not expecting this peek quite possibly. Fires off a shot preemptively. And Snappy keeps his cool. Back and forth, but ENCE have it on top. 3-1 the scoreline. My word, do we have a best of 3 series ahead of us, Fi?
Oh boy, we're off to the races, aren't we? Battling back with their own force by ENCE keep it in it. 2 versus 4 scenario. Snappy doing God's work on the B side of the map as well. Able to pick off the lurk of Crad. While Nickelback does try to make it look doable, it's only for show. 3 up for ENCE. Op saved over, I believe. It should be on the ground, maybe in front of Hades. And there you go. Hades will have that in his back pocket. But for the rest of ENCE, it's still a very cobbled together buy. And you could make an argument that Entropiq have something more potent. They have more rifles than ENCE in a round where they just lost. And oh, Hades might just get overrun here. Tech9 up close, but keeps his cool. Down goes Crad. 4-on-5 situation.
Promising. Really, really promising. Let's see how things go. Really want to see now what the response is for Entropiq. 3-1 the scoreline. I just gotta wonder, you know, surely the nerves start to settle in a bit here. This is your chance of qualifying to the Pinnacle playoffs. You know, a month ago, Entropiq, I would have had my house on for them to go 3-0, and recent times it's been a bit wobbly, and this most certainly is a hurdle they need to overcome. Being a map down as well, I've really got to fight back with a bang. Entropiq. This is good, but not anticipating that Spinks will sit in the molly and take the P. Another kill in his name, and look at this. He didn't even back away. He's going to try and dip back in for another kill. Oh, Spinks, you just aren't allowed to do that, man. That's daylight robbery at its finest. Call the police, somebody, because he's found another kill. Hades finding his second with the sniper rifle, all down to Forrester. Position compromised, player known, and I think this round's all said and done. It's ENCE 4, Entropiq 1. What a round.
And guns upgraded as well from ENCE. They go from the MP9s to the AK-47s. The money is in great standing for the CT side. And Entropiq are back down to 0. Again, they fully invested in it. They end up on the worst end of the force buy wars. And they get burnt. Forrester flying down an AK head armor, going for the hero play. But the rest of Entropiq down to nearly nothing. And so 4 looking to be 5. But they can hit him with the pace. Who knows? What gimmicks do Entropiq have available on their map pick? This is their second most played map, so they can definitely work around this. Forrester up on the boost. Getting a look in, but I'm not sure if anyone's going to give him the fight. In fact, a counter boost perhaps? Oh, this could get awkward. This could get awkward very quickly. Molotov deployed to force them out, and then they assemble the boost. Nice little cheeky strat from ENCE. Doesn't quite pan out, but Spinks will find the easy armorless opponent of Crad. hard 5 situation yet again. And now they have to invest all their cards towards this A site.
No doubt about it. Let's see. Pressure in. Hades connects another shot. The AWP finding his first within the round and taking his tally even higher as boost over the top. Oh, I thought Snappy just hit that, but it Spinks to steal it away from him, but still the same situation. A 5v2. AK, yes, it's picked up. They run away. They try and back off from this one. Rear press towards the short toilet spot. AK tapping away to the hands of Hades, but even then, you've got the backstab, you've got the pincer play, but you don't even need it in Hades. Hello?
Oh my! No way! He just did he? I'm almost sure he just blind wallbanged him. Oh, that is filthy. Oh, there's ice in his veins after that one. Holy, the confidence is beginning to flow now. Oh dear, ENCE 5-1. There is a buyback for Entropiq though, but right now ENCE are just styling at the moment. Let's see if Entropiq can spoil the show. Pop out for Elian, out towards the fountain position. Nade stack in play, and oh, Deha could have gotten air stricken, but he'll stay alive for just a moment. Still a 5-on-5, but Entropiq need these rounds desperately. Down 5-1 is such a difficult state of affairs to be in, especially on your map pick. It's a bit demoralizing. Especially going down 2-2 in the Swiss stage. It's not something you expect from Entropiq. You said you had bet your house on 3-0 just a month ago. I'm sure Entropiq would have as well, but these days, it simply isn't the same. ENCE are on a bit of an upswing themselves. Definitely looking a bit revitalized since the changes, bringing in Hades. Spinks has been stepping up as well. You know, this ENCE lineup has been looking pretty nice.
It has indeed. Let's see if they can replicate that success here now. A second map win would put them in great position at the same time. Crad opens up. Molly going to be dropped, and oh, Lackey going to get tickled by it. It's a tick of damage, but it's a tick of information gathered for ENCE now. They are just going to patiently wait for the play. They've got to wait for something. Flashbang in. Oh my good God, is that big? Doto only good for one though. Again, trying to trade back. Snappy for a second kill. Still not out of the round just yet. Dika. Oh, he's tucked in towards the barrels. Who's going to notice his play? Are Entropiq going to check this? Oh, Dika. It's free. It's easy. It's 2. In fact, 1 stole away by Hades, but it's still the trigger discipline that grants ENCE a 6th. Elian nowhere to be seen, nowhere to go, just hiding. Patiently wait for the round to tick over. ENCE 6, Entropiq 1. My, oh my.
Close there. It felt. Entropiq were in touching distance for just a moment. Dodo, though, hits the spray, gets the information, the rotates in, and the lurk of Crad doesn't work out, and that will draw out a timeout. And Entropiq, not quite feeling in the right mind at the moment. But if you are, you can go and run over to Pinnacle and Trustly. Because, well, if you need a fast, safe, and quick payment, Trustly is the way to go. You don't need any cards, no app downloads or registration. You can make payments using Trustly at pinnacle.com/odds, where you can find the latest offerings between ENCE and Entropiq. But always remember, sports should be fun, pay only what you can afford, and to keep you safe, all terms and conditions apply. With that out of the way, though, 6-1, timeout called in by Entropiq, and they have to iron out a new strategy here on Overpass. It simply has not materialized into really anything. Hero bought out from Elian, though. That's what I'm going to highlight for this one, Retro. Let's see what it brings.
It's got to bring more than success, my friend, that's for sure. And already a lot of spam happening. Nothing connecting just yet, but taking their time with this one. Entropiq. Careful. Spinks just way too unfortunate in that position. Gets overrun quite quickly. And 5v4 situation in favor of Entropiq. Never thought we'd be saying that one as of yet. Hades on top of Dice, though. That's where things could get quite choppy. And again, though, oppression towards A. I'm not against it, but Hades has got to be careful for his positioning here. Fear for his life. and all of that stuff. I mean, Snappy into
Whoa.
help, but AWP on long. Hades has to drop away now. This is where one of these players has to go huge. Hades gonna get gunned down, still finds one, now up to Dika in a 1v4.
Oh, he's hiding behind the truck, though. They're not ready for it. He can deny the plant. He can line up a second. He drops the bomb. He stops the plant. Now a man on top of the dice. And Diha somehow gets 3 kills. Forrester, now it's you. Up next on the chopping block. Diha isn't going to let you get past. Holy. Heartstopper of a round from Diha. 7-1 for ENCE. That's a huge play. And that is just a bone back-breaking round for Entropiq to handle.
No.
Crushing.
You can't lose like that. A 4v1 on the A site. It was a 4v2 in the round, don't get me wrong. But you can't afford to lose those. You can't give up that second man. Admittedly, a very messy spray from Dika. He knows it himself. No way he should have found a 3rd kill. Never mind a 4th off the back of it. It's daylight robbery again from ENCE. It's 7-1 the scoreline. And you could see the confidence. Snappy running right up long. No damn given. And he slipped himself in a very aggressive position. If no one checks this, he's in for an easy kill.
It's so rare that people check this as well. He's waiting. He even has an A1S. Oh, he's gonna line up 2. Oh, that's so very terrible. Elian will trade back with the op, however, but once again, I mean, the damage has been done. Snappy's down. Also reveals where Elian is playing from. That could give potential reads on the situation. Entropiq are a team that is very centered around Elian. Where there is Elian, there are more players next to him. That would be an assumption made from ENCE. Also, Forrester's been spotted. ENCE have so much information in their hands, as well as the man advantage. It is a devastating situation for Entropiq, but they have to make things do anyways. They still have to play on. And with 40 seconds remaining, the play has to come soon.
Let's see. How things go. I'm really excited now. Just to see how things kick off, how things develop. And well, we have a lot of utility being blasted through.
One
Hades,
flash.
back the sights. This could be big for him. And there you go. That flashbang's used and Hades connects. Drops a second one over the top as well. Anticipates a peek. But Entropiq want nothing to do with it. It's such a late execute. Nothing going their way. 8-1 the scoreline. I do not believe what we're witnessing. ENCE are dominating here on Overpass. And another missed shot by Elian. This AWP, I'm not sure if it's working out for them. If it is, it's definitely not to the same effect I would expect. It's ENCE 8, Entropiq 1. 8 rounds away. ENCE find themselves from victory.
It's still not over, though. ENCE still have to keep themselves dialed in, because Entropiq aren't going to let off so quickly. They believe in the comeback. They're comfortable on this map. But ENCE with an 8-1 lead, it is a devastating one at that. Still got to keep their foot on the gas, or else Entropiq are going to make their way through here. The third spam from Dodo even almost lines down Nickelback, but they're going to go ahead and push through the smoke. They think they have a timing. They think is the real question. They don't. Hades locking things down. 2 shots in with the op. A double kill there, and now the gamble out towards the short side, hoping and praying something gets given to them. But the flashbang in. Lucky that D-Hawk goes for 1. Holding onto the man advantage do ENCE. But also the information is there for them as well. They can play this one cool, calm, and collected. Put their players in the most optimal positions and win out from here. For Entropiq, though, it's their round to claw back.
They've really got to do something big. Elian and Nickelback. Got to find it all. Really got to find it all. Oh, nicely done. Elian finding Spinks. So now a 2v2. A shout of a chance in this one. Double rotate up though, and I'm just curious. Elian, another mission. They're closing in on him, but Elian still finds the shot. 14 points of health, and the bomb's going to rotate down to the lower site, but it's not even needed. Elian keeps it cool, calm, and collected. It's a triple for him. It's a second on the board for Entropiq, but don't get too excited just yet. It's still a hell of a road ahead of them, as they are 6 rounds behind.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Spinks made the communication that Elian was very low. Hades was peeking with the USP in hand. That could have easily been traded back, and Nickelback could have been thrown into a 1v1, or 1v2 rather. But instead, it's Entropiq winning the round. Alien just doing everything on his own. And it's something that Entropiq need at this stage of the game. They need people to start turning up. But ENCE are still here to play. Still gonna buy in the tank. But what more after that? Entropiq need this round. Or else it's ENCE who retain their lead and more. Into the B site they go. Dodo cannot stand the test of Crad. 4 on 5 with low HP bars. Could easily swing back. Snappy going for the spray. He'll lock himself down a second. And we're into the 3 on 3 post plan.
Ollie as well, not going to connect, or is it? Oh, Nickelback in the flames. Forrester finds a quick swing trade. Snappy, the triple kill, has to find more. Alien holding down the angle, and you could see that kill coming from a mile away. It's up to Spinks in a 1v2. And I don't think he's got much time to find this round. No kit, no chance. And I'm just wondering now, do you go for the save? Do you want to try and play for this save for the Org into the next round? Or do you want to just try and find the exit, risk everything, and hope for the best? It seems to be he's risking for the exit, but wants to keep it in hand. Unfortunately, neither of those options are given. He must leave without an exit. And that will simply be ENCE 8, Entropiq 3.
And finally, ENCE have been brought down to a bit of an eco here. AUG gonna have to be the one gun held over. He will drop over an M4 to Diha. And actually, there will be no eco. There will be a force buy. A couple of rifles scrapped out. And it's ENCE who, if they lose this round, Entropiq are immediately back in it. They left their foot off the gas and coasted a bit. And it seems like Entropiq have sped right by for just a little bit. They've touched, or well, caught up. Jeez, English is difficult. But so is the game here for Entropiq. So is this round for ENCE. Oh, and cool. Spinks didn't even have a chance in the matter. Not even a say in it. And now, oh, poor old Snappy just getting hunted down by the entire team. 3 on 5 scenario. The risk is already not paying off for ENCE. Hades does spot out Crad and actually deals some damage. This could swing back potentially retro, but it's going to take a play from one of these individuals.
100%. Let's see. A 5v3. It's not impossible for ENCE, but again, they need to start working rounds together quite quickly.
Diha going in for it. Oh, he's going in for the full commit. So close on the triple kill. Lucky that Forrester has the spray back. So close there for Diha, but it's still doable. Dodo's in on the flank, and Hades takes down the low HP Forrester. It's up to Alien yet again. He's down to 10 HP. Doable for Dodo. And a nade on in. Won't quite finish the job. Alien can play the opposite side of the smoke, but it's only 10 HP to his name. But now he gets on the headshot angle, and now he lands the headshot right back. 8-4, Entropiq grinding back. Now it's the full eco from ENCE. Now an opportunity to boost themselves to 5. And from 8-1, Entropiq are not out of this.
Not at all. This could be a big opportunity. Let's not deny it. Entropiq really are the team that should be winning those situations. And the key word is should. And they do convert this time. But at this scoreline, just yet, I don't want to be the man to ruin Entropiq's belief, or at least those watching. But you've got to consider, right, that 8 rounds from ENCE on the CT side of what was Entropiq's map pick already, I think proves a lot about them as a team. And that even though, yes, Entropiq have now found some success, you can't count them out of this one just yet. You really, really can't. And heading into round 13, it's more of the same. It is aggression from ENCE, but maybe not as calculated as previous rounds, as it's now a 2v5 out of absolutely nowhere. It's a flurry of frags in which Entropiq now find themselves in a 5v2.
Yeah, as well as Snappy. Good luck. All alone, facing down the entire team. No chance there. Spinks. I don't really like your chances, my friend. You're a good guy. I know that. In fact, he's given a couple of great interviews before, but this time around, not gonna be his round, not his day. But, well, with the bomb being set down, it's to look forward to the next round. This is the eco, of course. We will have the next one to play. Max loss bonus getting closer and closer for ENCE. Question is actually, will they have an AWP for the next round? A couple of these players, in fact, Snappy and Deha, might be low on money. That is a consideration to be made. Well, we'll actually see what the math adds up to. It is a, I guess, a potent buy at least. Fieldable, wieldable buy for ENCE. They will be able to bring in the AWP. 3 M4s behind it. We'll see what Deha's working with. I think has yet to decide, but he'll actually go in for the M4 and abandon all utility. We're going in for the frags. I'm expecting some sort of aggression. The lack of utility will really hurt them in the long run if these rounds go on for a great deal of time. So I'm expecting something flashy from ENCE or a bit of a bomb site stack, one or the other. But instead, it's something flashy from Entropiq, quickly up into the short side and looking to assemble this boost very, very quickly.
Or are they? They're going for the double nade stack, but it's miscalculated.
Ooh.
Deha survives, and he's able to move away just out of harm's way. Again, going for that play, really smart. You've earned yourself, what, a 90 HP advantage over your opponents, which is good. But I'm just wondering now, you know, like, what's the future of this round? Do you want to go for this boost? I mean, they say yes, and they eat every bit of HP that they work towards right back away from them. And so a 5v5 still, Deha's low, but Lackey and Forrester both now half health. That's the worry. And heading into the last minute, Entropiq have no A presence. Other than this lurk player of Nickelback, we have nothing towards A to go off. And ENCE have put more players towards B, including Hades, who was in heaven, now rotating back up towards the A site. So, a triple stack towards B, the pressure towards Monster. It's not Nickelback that needs to be paid attention to, it's this B push now, because they have made the play. Deha's found the first, Nickelback has found the kill out towards A, but Doto lurking in the depths. 30 seconds to go. Lackey trying to edge it out, trying to find it. Do they swing? Yes, they do, but Alien reads into it, and Lackey out on top in his duel as well. 2v4, and Entropiq right back in this game as it's going to fall to an 8-6.
Nickelback even steals the off of Hades, looking to use it against ENCE all the time. He does not favor him, though. Deha will be able to save the AWP into the next. And Spinks goes unchecked, kind of out of action for this entire round. It's just been a lot of B presence, a lot of B hits for Entropiq, and well, the Israeli hasn't seen much action, and he's going to be put out of it by Alien. Just leaving Deha to attempt to hold on to this, but Alien is just unstoppable right now. 15-7, and he's been the man dragging them back into this game. You remember that 2 versus 3 where Elian got all 3 kills on the A site. And ever since then, it's all been Entropiq. That's 5 rounds in a row to keep this half in contention for an 8-7. No gun save from ENCE. It's going to be a very scrappy buy going into the final round here. They invest everything, but everything isn't all that much. Some aggression to be had. Forrester lines up 2. Spinks, though, finally has to try and step up to the plate, but instead they just get smothered by Nickelback and company. The short aggression is too much to handle, and this one will be put to bed. It's 8-7. Entropiq grinding back with 6 in a row to close.
Well, not exactly the turn of events I expected. If you told me ENCE were going to be leading so greatly. It's 8-7, and it's a tech pause coming on through. Of course, looking, I would argue, still as if it's going to be ENCE's game. You know, it was 8-1 the scoreline. It's now 8-7, but the pistol round win could all be quickly flipped around, thrown back on its head, all of that lovely stuff. And, you know, ENCE could find themselves back in front. There's no doubt about it. So let's see how things go. I'm not a doubter of the Entropiq buy, but again, I want to take everything with a pinch of salt. We know what ENCE have been like on this CT side. If the same success that we saw in the first part can be replicated again, I think this could be quite promising. But at the same time, we know Entropiq really are the Titans, and if there's a chance, if there was any team that could be gifted this chance, it would be them. So again, both sides, I would argue at this point, very, very equal chance of winning this.
it's still in the balance. The pistol round will decide a lot when it comes down to it, of course. Not as impactful as it used to be in the past years, but a round is a round, and a lead is a lead. And still have theirs. Lucky that they got off to the start they did on that CT side. Now taking it to the offense, though. And this is where your preparation can really come into play, perhaps. You might get a read on the setups. Let's see what ENCE have an offer here for Overpass. Again, if ENCE win this map, they win the series. Already 1-0 up, taking out Inferno. And now we're going into a monster rush here for the pistol. We're already underway. Frags going back and forth. Lackey holding the crossfire, but it's all blue so far, and it'll stay that way. Crad, Lackey, and Nickelback keeping things under lock. Quick pistol round for Entropiq, maintaining that momentum.
Wow. What a round. That is ridiculous. Entropiq just break through ENCE completely. Let's see if that can continue, though. The force buy for ENCE in the second round, looking to try and take a bit of a wacky one. We've got Deagles, we've got Tech 9s, and we've got a tagged up player. Snappy down to 30, HE grenade over the top. Does it finish the job? No, not a point of damage done with that HE to extend the 70 HP lead. Doto, Deca, and all of a sudden, it's ENCE. They have taken complete control. Hades tagged up to low, but again, not impossible. In a 5v3, Doto spotted. Will he be edged on out upon? Oh, he finds another. Oh, Doto, you've got to stop tearing heads apart. It's ENCE on an absolute tear. It's a 4v1, it's up to Crad, and it is no chance. He backs up into possibly the guillotine of Spinks. Surprise, surprise! Good night, Entropiq. ENCE fire back with a banger.
Huge from Dodo. How does he do it alone in Monster? First of all credit to him. He destroys and annihilates on Forrester on the boost. But here, outside of Monster, how does he do this? I'm at a loss for words. A second on a Nickelback, too. That's just incredible. The Deagles for ENCE prevail, and now it's the Deagles out for Entropiq to try and do the same. But that was the eco as well. That wasn't even the full force buy. That was something incredible. Boost assembled yet again for Entropiq this time around. Well, it won't give ENCE an opening kill. All the same, this is a much more difficult round for Entropiq than it was for ENCE. We'll have to see how it goes on here. Double nade stack out towards the monster side. Not quite connecting. No targets in sight. Instead, there's actually a counter boost in from Forrester. Just trying to make things do. Might just spot it ahead, but not gonna get anything, and to no avail. Still a 5-on-5, but Entropiq have no utility. They need to make a play.
Nickelback pressing on forward, clearing out the short angle. That's not ideal because now, hello to the rotates for Entropiq. Double. In fact, the rotates towards A. Let's see how things go. Let's see if they can still hold on to this site. 40 seconds, and look at the amount of players. D has tagged up as the scout located. No way do ENCE still go for this. If they do, this is going to be absolute demolishment. Elian going to dish out another tag. Grenade goes deep. Crad finds the first, though. A nice 1D through the smoke. Looking for a second, but it is the scout to connect. A third kill found. And ENCE walk right into the push. Snappy has to go huge. Does find one. Still waiting for the peak. What? Elian, hello? Did you just hit that jumping no-scope over dice?
I have no idea, but what I do know is that Entropiq have just won their Deagle round. They take full control of short, and they can fully stack up that A site, and they hit all the shots, of course. Elian just dealing so much damage with the scout. I believe he had four shots connected within that execute, which is just simply incredible efficiency for a weapon of that price, of that caliber. You don't expect that kind of impact, but he deals so much damage, makes it so easy for Entropiq, and now it's back to yet another one of these scenarios, but hold on, it's more AKs out for ENCE, and Elian caught unawares, exposes himself, and we're back into the Force by Wars.
My oh my. Doto finds another. It's a 5v3. I do not believe what I'm witnessing so far.
They just full stacked this A site as well.
They did indeed. Bombs out towards A. Molotov going to be dropped in deep. Crad now taking this passive angle, but Dika out on top. It's a 2v5. Oh, I do not believe what we're witnessing, fight. You can't keep trading force for force. Lackey nearly spammed down, but Dika, oh my good God, Dika. You've just got to stop. 21-11 that man stands right now. It's 10-9. ENCE in front. Entropiq back on a force.
What are these rounds as well? They're just, I feel like they're just so odd. First, ENCE win well, first of all, their round was incredible. Last round that ENCE lost, that Entropiq took, was just so flat-footed. It was a very flat execute. It wasn't really saturated with the utility. And for this one, Entropiq just get picked apart one by one. Now back onto another force buy. This is quite an anomaly of a game that we're in. But the battles continue. This time around, ENCE still looking to take their services towards the A site. Oh, I like this little setup here from Crad, though. Looking to do the jump spots with the MP9, hoping to get a jumping frag with it, perhaps. Of course, the jumping accuracy of the MP9 much greater than any other weapon. But again, with that short control established, Entropiq are confident in being able to stack this A site. They take all the map control and rotate back on up. The question is if ENCE will reclaim this ground, and it seems like we have a different approach. They're in the connector, ready to swing the door.
There you go. Door swung open. Snappy. Oh, are you going to check next to you? No, but information gathered. It is going to be the reload for Forrester. He will pick up the SMG as well, but long range rifle overpowers 4v3, and finally we might just see 2 rounds in a row picked up by a team, and it should be ENCE. Unless, no, never mind. Hades to find that kill, and I think that secures everything. 4v2, I think you just got to run away and save what you can. Crowd and Nickelback trying to bring forward these SMGs and rifles into the next.
That's the hope, at least. Dodo's here close at short and could easily cut off Nickelback here, but Nickelback will best him on the spray. Actually tries to pick up the M4. That's greedy, my friend. That is very greedy. He'll go down. And now leaving Crad to save only an MP9, and admittedly, that isn't much to save. And that will make an 11th here for ENCE. And they've broken the money of Entropiq. The loss bonus is nearly 0. We might see... He's not confident in the MP9 at that range. He cannot... You're not going to be hitting the instant headshot there if you're Crad. He's debating on whether to shoot or not. And that's only until Spinks turns. Eventually, he will survive the round, but Entropiq's economy won't. They are just absolutely bruised and battered going into this one. 2,000, the marker for majority of these players. And it's ugly. If you're Entropiq, you just go into this round sodden. Your buy round is also not going to be very potent. It's going to lack head armor kits and utility. You don't feel good about your current state of affairs. You might even see another eco after this, but the scoreline might beckon them forward. There's a lot of opportunities, a lot of decisions to be made here for Entropiq. Jump spot. Revealed. Nade in. Ooh, nice dunk as well. But here, we just have an ego here for Entropiq, and things are looking dire.
Oh, good night. Doto will find the opener. 5v4 situation, and again, you're not going to be looking too strong, are you, if you're Entropiq in this round? It's looking like a 12-9. It's looking good for them. Molly going to be dropped in towards the toxic barrels. The rotates start to come on in from A. But again, you've got to wonder at this point in time, you know, what success are you going to have in this 5v4? Nickelback going to drop the MP9 across. Elian going to get tagged up. Mac 10 should be on a spree. Snappy doesn't clear his corners, and that'll be at least another SMG forfeited in their hands. But as quick as it was picked up, is as quick as it will be removed, as Hades got it on the lock now. 3 players in. It is going to be a smoke, but only 1 kill and Doto to trade. Okay, power is restored. I thought maybe it could have been the rifle picked up, but well in reach. They're not going to give it away as easy as it should be. ENCE on for 12.
Now, even doing the disposal, making sure the bomb doesn't blast it towards them. So they'll try and take the AK away. what we just saw Dodo do the janitorial duties and sweep up and clean up after himself. What a nice man. Dodo can even clean up the rest of these players as well with 2 nice headshots. 4K on the round, but he's not going to survive the end of it. And I think Entropiq, even though they lose both players, it's not a bad loss considering you already have a bye locked in. But it is, again, I said at the start of the previous round, it's not a pretty one. There will be no AWP, no head armor, no kits, little utility. It's an ugly bye for Entropiq, but they're going to have to make do. Lose this round, and we might be seeing ENCE quickly up to 14. And that is a scoreline that Entropiq do not want to be staring down.
Absolutely not. Let's see how things go. Oh, Crad, aggression capitalized! Or is it? What's just happened? A 2v5 now, quickly torn away from them. They needed that trade in middle and nothing comes about from it. Doto and Spinks now against 5. Gotta go huge. I mean, AWP in sights for Spinks, at least he will pick it up. And I'm wondering, yeah, get that out of the map. Do not want to give that across to the opposition. And now, it's just all about spacing, all about timing, and all about just trying to maximize the impact and get away with as much damage as possible. Important stuff from all parties involved, but Entropiq finally find their way on the CT side successfully.
Yeah, I'll also bomb down. I feel like ENCE have already given this one up. They might already consider the save. They haven't taken any map control. There's no compensation for any of their lost players. So with the advanced positioning, I mean, there's obstacles in every single corner on the road to the A site. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You meet a new character every single step of the yellow brick road. But here, ENCE aren't even going to embark on that journey. And they look like they're just going to hold on to their guns. They do have some extra cash in the reserve to spend on utility, so they won't be lacking in that. The rest of the teammates, Hades might be a bit compromised, but I believe Spinks can easily drop him over an AK. So monies won't be an issue here for ENCE, but the round count might. Entropiq narrow down the lead to 2.
That is ridiculous. I'm shocked to see that ENCE lose out on such an important gunfight towards middle. You know, I thought they'd have had it in their back pocket. I thought, you know, definitely that 1-for-1 trade on Crad just didn't happen. It was a second kill in his name. And then on top of that, I think it was Elian or Lackey to help with the fray as well. It was just time perfection. ENCE 12, Entropiq 10. And again, a full buy for the T side. But my question is, how? How are they going to adapt in this round? Because it's a very important one. Snappy already very low HP. Spinks going to be wall bang tagged down and gone indeed. 5v4 and the HP level exceeds expectations. Snappy on 23, Hades on 90, and Spinks out of the round. Really, really good stuff from Entropiq to kick things off again.
Perfect start here yet again. And this one is not out. They might be disadvantaged round-wise, but they're looking to bounce back. But hold on, Crad gives up the A control. And that'll allow ENCE to march closer forward. Closer and closer to the A site. Elian towards the back of the bank. Just has to do some jump spotting and hope to spot something. Maybe he can call over those teammates to be on the fast rotation. But ENCE are ready to pounce. Into the site they go, and Dia with a clean headshot. First bullet in the spray. Say goodbye to Nickelback. And Elian might have to count his lucky stars if he can get out of this one. Quickly being wrapped upon, but he has his teammate and Forrester to save his life, potentially. He doubles up with 2. Lackey now fighting up for the truck position. It's all up to Dia, who's been doing this round through and through. Almost does it all for ENCE, but he cannot get the final frag, and Lackey will put him to bed. 12-11. Entropiq, round by round, are closing in on ENCE, and finally, an eco has to be taken. Or does it?
Let's see.
That's the catch.
Yeah. Bit of a force. I'm not too sure about this one for ENCE. Got a 1-round buffer. You can eco this by the next. I'm not too sure. I really am not. But we'll have to wait and see if it works out. Anticipating a boost or a peak of some sort. Elian predicting it. But unfortunately not the case. Grenade goes over, Nickelback. Going to be tagged up a little bit. Nothing too substantial, but it is a bit of damage early doors. A minute and 30. Forrester looking to take that short control at the same time. ENCE looking to try and steal it away off them. Forrester's got aggressive for the info, and that's all about it. He's only gone for the info. Grenade goes in deep. Spinks nearly taking a nade to his shins. But at the same time, we'll have to wait and see. Because Nickelback, early HP advantage, goes in the way of ENCE.
And now, well, ENCE are going to have to commit onto the site here. Smokes will be deployed up into heaven. And volley towards the barrels, but they go! What a wonderful play. They just crunch in on Monster and destroy the setup, leveling it. Demolition from Digha. 2 kills, breaking apart Entropiq. A flawless B-side execute. Just, if you want to learn how to execute this B-side, watch this round back. ENCE destroy Entropiq in one fell swoop.
Jesus, man. Just when I doubted the buy, just when I thought, I don't believe in this one, I'm not too sure about it, ENCE clapped back with a masterclass of a round, just thundering through that B side. You can't write them off in any situation. I've learned this. It's just same old, same old. I'm like, okay, not looking good for them, is it? And then they come back with that kind of a round, a flawless one at that. All 5 players saving their guns. Ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. ENCE 13, Entropiq 11, and 3 rounds away from taking the series 2-0. What a game.
And you can just check this out. We get to see it all together. Both of those Entropiq players are looking towards the monster tunnel. ENCE did a perfect diversionary tactic, drawing the attention of both players, and they just swing out from short, and they just get erased. High polymer eraser at that. And that will knock down Entropiq down a level. You can see the money again. Breaking point. If ENCE win this, they can easily win this series 2-0. And I feel like this would be the woes of Entropiq continuing. Crag going in for the swing. And that's one of the M4s down as well. Desperation from Entropiq. Just a dry swing, hoping to catch some players off guard. But ENCE have their guns at the ready. And Crad is eliminated. 4 on 5. And ENCE are just waiting. They're hoping for maybe another information play, another aggressor. But it doesn't seem like anyone's home. Now they'll make a decisive decision, though, up long.
Let's see how it goes. D-Hut closing in on that gap at 2 KD so far. 24 rounds of Counter-Strike have been played, and a man's got more than a kill per round. Do not believe it. They're going to go for a boost. Oh, cheeky, but Hayes with a tag, Dika with a conversion, and a 5v3 in a game. You just got to wonder, this execute on forward as we watch through the glass. How is it going to go? Forrester needs to go huge, and, well, pistol up close, finds one, but only good for the one. Snappy to trade, 4v2, and again, the gap becomes insufferable. Lackey trying to jump into the molly, get the play. Nickelback has found one, but he has to find another 3 in this situation. Good for the first, not all bad, but again, rifles overwhelm. ENCE 14, Entropiq 11, 2 more rounds fire.
Oh, and look at the money for Entropiq. They have a hard decision on their plate. Do they forfeit overtime point, or match point, series point, to ENCE?
Ooh,
or do they invest and go in? Let me check this. Map winner predictions tracker.
That is so sick. What the hell?
That is actually
I've
sick.
never seen this, by the way. So right now, we're saying Entropiq have a 13% chance to win this.
But if they win the round,
it goes up
they
to
have
29.
A 40.
And then if ENCE win this, it goes up to a 94. Wow.
94.
That is cool. People at Pinnacle, that is legendary. And, well, that is cool as well. You know what? Usually we know what's coming on a broadcast. I think this is totally awesome. We can see, right? Entropiq, most of the bars lean in their favor with, like, the whole, you know, bombs defuse, bombs down, like the whole idea of, I guess the easiest way to say is playing the game, the structure, like planting your bomb, defusing, you know, kills. But it's ENCE that's actually providing the rounds, that's helping each other out. It's really, really intelligent Counter-Strike. Let's see how things go. ENCE currently 2 rounds away from taking all things away. I've got I've got a harsh hope that ENCE are going to take this one home. 94% chance, bearing in mind, if they win this round over at Pinnacle. That is what they're saying.
As well as, look what Entropiq have just done. They fully invest in the round. Deagle, CZ, and a Scout. If they lose this, they're onto a similar buy in the next, and that's not what you want to be facing down series point on. Alien Scout needs this opener, but the flashbang on the angle almost connects while blind. But cannot hit the mark. Still a 5-on-5, but as this time begins to tick, this begins to favor ENCE more and more. The utility begins to get expended from the belts of Entropiq, and while they don't have much to start, and they certainly won't have much left to slow down a bomb site execute, they're going to have to do it with Deagle headshots, with a burst of the CZ, and a shot from the Scout. Let's see what they have here. There's only 2 players home on this B side as well. This could be catastrophic if ENCE only execute right now.
Oh, do they though? Lackey up close. CZ finds the opener. In fact, it's the Deagle. Deagle to trade onto the smoke of Nickelback. And here we go. Oh, Spinks. He's easy for the double. As free as you like. ENCE 18 seconds to go. Find themselves out on the site. And a nice shot from Deagle. It is disgusting to see. ENCE, 1 round away. It's 15 to their name.
And that, 94% chance of winning it after this round. Crad needs to hold on to his armor as well. If he wants to get an M4 in the next round, something competent, something usable, than just a Deagle. And he's not. He's going to go on the aggressive. He just wants the frags, and I can feel a little bit of frustration in the Entropiq camp. During that execute, Lackey got fully team blinded. Just fully white, and it made it so easy for Spinks to just walk out short, take down the first, and Lackey just cannot see a darn thing.
Wow.
And so 15-11, Entropiq staring down the 2-0, and I feel like ENCE, it got close at the half, but once they reached the T side, they seem to have the control over this game, and they have control over this round. If they want to close the series, this is the round to do it.
Well, let's see how things go. Lots of utility. Spinks finds the opener. And this isn't going great for them whatsoever. Grenades over the top. Nickelback has found one. Not all bad. The Molly flushes them forward. Snappy over through the bottom corner of the smoke. Will find one more. Forrester guns him over through the top. 3v2 situation. Snappy's Molly claiming another soul. Scout tags up. Will it convert? No. Hades to find it. Forrester 1v3. Good night, Entropiq. ENCE waving them goodbye as Forrester goes down 16-11. ENCE. Easy for ENCE, more like, because they found themselves in the 3-on-1 stage in the Pinnacle Swiss. What a game from them.
Definitely a great showing here from ENCE. It shows that they can compete with teams that can also compete on the international stage, and I'm looking forward to see more from ENCE. They advance to the playoffs, and they're looking to face off against the best of the best in this tournament. I mean, just exciting stuff overall, Retro. Some fantastic work from the ENCE camp. That was a dominating Overpass, as well as making things work on Inferno as well. Just a great series overall.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting to see the future for these guys. They definitely look like a new and improved roster. You've got to consider Deagle, really good fragger on Overpass, but across the series looks strong as well. On top of that, you've got your likes of your Hades and that can really rely on in a game and provide another level should you need it. It's great Counter-Strike to watch. ENCE through to the 3-on-1 stage. Really, really impressed by their performance. I can't wait to see more from them. I genuinely can't. Entropiq, second best in this matchup today, but they're still 2-1 in this, well, now 2-2 in the Swiss, so they've still got one more chance. And as you can see, they join the likes of Harvu, Young Ninjas, Fiend, MIBR, and Copenhagen Flames. It's a stacked 2-2, but I honestly believe they can make it through to the playoffs.
I think they can as well. They'll have another shot. That will be on Tuesday, for those who are wondering. Those matches will be going down. But at the end of all of it, that's it from us. Go ahead and follow us on our socials, and a big shout out to the sponsors in Pinnacle, Trustly, as well as GoToGamers as well. And I'll give it over to you, Retro, to go ahead and close this one down.
Thank you, everyone, for watching today's stream. That's the end of Pinnacle, I do believe, for the day. We are back tomorrow with some more Counter-Strike action. What a day. what a game! What a game that we've just witnessed, and furthermore, the first series as well was a great one. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy your evening, and remember, it's coming home. Have a good day, everyone.